In this full masterclass, I'm going to teach you, a woman, how you can upgrade yourself so you can unlock your full potential and ultimately attract way better options in the dating market in 2026. Now, I know it's 2025 right now, but by the time this video really starts to blow up, it's probably going to be 2026. So you're probably watching this in 2026. Anyways, I'm going to break down life in a couple of different categories, and I hope that by the end of this, once you've taken the notes, once you've actually put this into practice, you are going to see that the people, the men that are coming to you, that are speaking to you, that are attracted to you, are way more attractive / successful and overall better than what you were attracting before. I've noticed this myself. When I went from chubby, not doing so well, not being a valued, principled person, not being consistent with myself, being more negative, not being in a good state of mind / consciousness, I was attracting women that are about the same level as me. But when I started to upgrade myself, upgrade the way I speak, upgrade the way I act, upgrade my behaviors, the way I look, etc., etc., I started to attract better quality women. And now it's not hard for me to attract pretty successful, intelligent sort of women. And I'm not bragging, I'm just saying that this has worked for me, so I'm going to teach you how to do it for yourself. And I teach the women in my community this sort of process so that they can go and attract higher value partners, which they are doing, by the way. So I'm going to break this down in a couple of different categories just so it's a little bit more clear for you. And I used to do this when I used to coach men. Last year I was coaching high-level entrepreneurs, CEOs, men that had a lot of stuff on their plates, but they want to get into better shape. There are a couple of different ways you can sort out your life, but I'm going to go a little bit more extensive so I can really help you in this process, okay? And this might be a longer video, so yeah, I hope you're ready to learn some stuff because I'm giving you information that a lot of people pay a lot of money for. But I got you, don't worry. So let's break down your life in a couple of different categories, okay? So you got a couple of different categories in life to look at, and you can break this down in a different way. I just find this to be pretty easy, right? So this is what? 4, 5, 6, 7 F's. Just call this 7 F's, okay? Now, what I want you to do is, while I have this up, I want you to, start thinking about these categories in your life. But after this video, what I want you to do really is take out a notebook and actually do this work yourself. This is what they say when they mean by do the work, the inner work, right? There's shadow work and all this other unconscious stuff that you can get into, but that's a little bit deep for this video. Right now, we're just going to go through the important things on the surface so you can actually figure out how you can become the ultimate version of you, become the 2.0 version of you. Successful, hot, intelligent, resourceful, has money, Okay. So, focus. This is number one. What is your focus? The 7 F's are going to change probably every 3 months or so. So I need you to do this exercise every 3 months. But for now, for the next 3 months, what is your focus? What is the number one thing on your mind? You can have up to 3 things, but if you were to choose one thing, what would it be, right? One of my clients, my private clients, she said that her main focus right now is to feel comfortable getting into the dating world. So what is she saying? She wants to be comfortable with dating. She wants to be good at dating. Why? So she can attract him. As a woman, you're attracting men. You're not pursuing men. You're not looking for men. When women ask me, where do I find these guys? You're starting at the wrong place. You're not the man. You shouldn't be finding these men. You should take yourself to a place where men are looking for you. And if men aren't looking for you, then you got some work to do. Okay? And that's what we're going to cover today. So be good at dating is essentially attract him. So that's the focus. That's her main focus right now. right? She has other focuses for sure, and you can have 3 focuses, but let's just start here for now. When it comes to fitness, everything is going back to this, right? If this is the goal, is to become a woman that attracts the kind of man that you want to attract, like your dream vision of this man, well, this man that we're talking about here, he's probably in great shape. He probably takes really good care of himself. He probably has abs. So where do you need to be in terms of your fitness? And before you even think about what he wants, think about yourself. What is your dream for how you look and how you feel? Your fitness and health. What's your dream there? It's probably to get lean. Or at least healthy. Most of the men that I speak to at the matchmaking company I work for, they just say, I want a fit girl. She doesn't have to be a bodybuilder. She doesn't have to go to the gym every day, but I'd like her to be fit. I'd like her to be health conscious. Think about health. I'd like her to eat good foods. So it would be whole foods 80% of the time. You ever heard of the 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle? 20% is anything you feel like. For example, going out with your friends, having a birthday dinner, maybe having some drinks during the week. But 80% you're going to be eating whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, animal protein, potatoes, stuff like that. Stuff that comes from the earth, natural foods, okay? You see where I'm coming from here, right? Like you have a focus where your mind is focused. This could be get a better job. This could be make a certain amount of money. This could be move to a new environment, right? This is kind of like the starting point. And then the fitness is like, okay, for you to become that 2.0 version of yourself, the goal is to be that 2.0 version, the new and improved version. You got to get rid of the old habits that you had. You got to kill those old habits. Those old habits of like eating junk food while watching Netflix, staying up late. You got to stop that, right? Another part there is like routine. What are some daily non-negotiables? Could be sleep. Could be walks. And maybe it could be water. Drink lots of water, right? You're going to notice right here, if you dial this part in, the fitness part, you have no idea how many more dating options you're going to have. You have no idea how many more guys are going to be attracted to you. If you just go from chubby to fit, you're going to have a whole new world of possibilities. Guys are going to want to take you on dates. They're going to want to pay for everything. Men just love beautiful women. It's just the way it goes. And beautiful could mean different things for different people, but generally speaking, it's someone that's fit. If I weighed 50 more pounds than I do right now, you'd be taking me a little bit less seriously if I'm talking about fitness. You know what I mean? So you might as well do the easiest thing, which is get in better shape. Take care of your sleep, which is going to make your skin look better. It's going to make your hair better. It's going to give you more energy. It's going to give you more radiance. There's just too many benefits. Like, I wouldn't even think about anything else. Like, just if you just focus on this, you'll get 90% of the results. But let's continue anyways. Okay? Faith. This could be God for you if you're a religious person. It could be your own inner faith and belief in yourself. The most important word here is conviction. You need to have full conviction that you are that person. That you are his, her. Imagine if he's doing the same exercise and he's like, I want to attract her. You got to be that person. If you don't have the conviction that you can get in shape, if you don't truly believe that you can do it, it's going to be very hard. In fact, I might argue that it could be impossible. For me, when I started making social media, I'm like, I know I'm going to get a lot of followers. I know I'm going to have a lot of people watch my stuff. I know I'm going to help a lot of people because my conviction in myself is so strong. I've done it for so many people and I've done it for myself. So why wouldn't I be able to do it for a stranger? You know what I'm saying? So have that conviction. How do you do it? How do you get that conviction? Sometimes you might be telling yourself, oh, I'm good enough. I'm worth it and all these different things, but you don't believe yourself. Well, how do you believe yourself? You think of examples in your life that you actually did those things. So imagine if you played sports as a kid. I want you to start thinking about the moments where you won that championship. I want you to start thinking about the moments where you felt like you were very beautiful, like people around you complimented you, where people said, good job, you're amazing. Spend more time thinking about those moments than you do the moments that you maybe didn't do such a good job at. I want your thoughts and your energy to be focused on the positive things, not on the negative things, because negative energy will bring you into a negative energetic state. We want to get into a positive energetic state because that's the momentum that's going to push you through. If I didn't have positive momentum, I wouldn't be able to go to the gym after I record this because I'd just be too tired. But because I've built this momentum over time and I know I'm that person, I have the conviction that I'm healthy, I'm going to go. Like, there's no choice. You know what I mean? So whatever you believe in, I want you to have conviction with those beliefs, positive beliefs. And instead of wanting, I want you to choose over wanting. Because when you want something, you're creating a separation between you and that thing. If I really want a girl, I'm putting her on a pedestal and that makes me far away from her. She's not going to like that. I'm not going to like that. But if I choose a girl, we're at the same level now. Yeah, she's mine. That's it. Instead of I want her, I choose her. So I want you to choose the things that you want. I want you to choose the goals that you want to have. You're not wanting. Forget about desire at this point. Family. Maybe you want to improve your relationship with your family. It might be a season where you see your family a little bit less. It might be a season where you see them a little bit more. Something I've done in the past is like, if my clients have said something like, I want to see my family more, but I haven't really been able to build any consistent habits. And I asked one of my clients, last year, how many days a week do you see your family? And he's like, it depends. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, some months I see them like, once in a week. Sometimes I don't see them for a month. This is a guy that was living away from his parents. And so I said, do you want to see them more? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what about once a week? He's like, that'd be great. I'm like, all right, what's your day in the week that you have the least amount of obligations and priorities and responsibilities? He said Tuesday. That's okay. Tuesday is family day. So you block off your calendar and maybe like 6 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday, you see your family, no matter what. Your calendar is blocked. Nobody else can take that space. So you have to put this in your calendar too. Or if you already have a family, right? Let's say you're a woman and you already have a family. Well, at that point, you can create a family ritual. Maybe like family dinner on Saturdays. And you put that in your calendar and you just choose to do that. Stop thinking about, it would be nice. Just choose it. Friends. I want you to take a cold, hard look at yourself and a cold, hard look at your friends and ask yourself, do you want to be like your friends? Are your friends good for you overall? Your goal, your focus, are your friends helping you get there? If your focus is to get in better shape, maybe all your friends are drinking. Maybe all your friends are smoking weed. Maybe all your friends go out and just get drunk and just go home with another guy every other day. Do you want that for yourself? If the answer is no, then you need to ask yourself, should I still hang out with these people? Might be a really tough thing to make a decision on, but at the same time, it's very important. You want to really know, right, if your friends are good or not. And I think deep down, if you ask yourself, you have the answer. So you might have to cut out some friends. You only want to be with people that are good for you. That overall, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Mutually beneficial. Okay? So your friends have to be friends that are you're getting a mutually beneficial relationship here. High value women do not hang around low value friends. The friends that you see consistently, I'm talking like weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, they got to be good for you. You can still have friends that are maybe not high value, that are kind of lollygagging, partying, and kind of wasting their life, but just don't see them often. See them maybe like once every 2 or 3 months for a night, just to catch up if you want. But only keep people that are good for you, because the friends that you hang around are going to elevate you. That's why I'm so confident in my community, because any woman that comes into the community, they're around and surrounded by other women that are aggressively going after their goals and holding their standards. So when you come into that group, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start to reassess your standards and be like, wow, like these girls are going to the gym 3 days a week and I'm only going once a month? All right, I got to switch something up. Okay? That's why it's so important to hang around people that you look up to, because you get to compare your standards with their standards. And when I started to get into business and when I got into entrepreneurship, I actively started to find people that I looked up to that really inspired me to be better. And now that I focus and I spend my time on hanging around people like that, it pushes me to a different level. So when I hang around my old friends, I'm like, whoa, I am so much more productive than my old friends. Okay? And if your friends say you're changing, it's like, yeah, that's the point. I'm looking to get better. You know what I mean? Fun. If you want to attract a high value man, you got to be a good person and a fun person to be around. If you're boring, he's not going to want to be around you. You want to have a good time. And part of that is having fun. So I would say like at least once a month, right? You want to do something that you consider fun. This could be going to a winery. This could be playing sports, right? Because if you play sports, you're having fun, but you're also taking care of your fitness in one shot. And you're also dealing with friends. So you're taking care of 3 F's by just signing up for a sports team. Okay? So you want to have fun, because the more times you have fun, the better your energy is going to get, the higher vibrational state you're going to get into, you're going to feel better. And also you're going to have stories to tell the man, and you're not going to be boring. You're not going to just sit there and ask him questions. You're going to have some stuff to talk about. Finances. The men that I speak to, most of them don't really care how much money you make. They just want to know if you can hold yourself down. Can you pay for an apartment? Do you have a car? Like, can you take care of your phone payments? They don't want a girl that just has no money, that has no job and no security, because they're just going to be taking on another person's responsibilities. And they don't want to do that with a random girl. They would do that with a long-term partner, but for you to be considered that, you want to come in as an independent woman. So, have a job. And a lot of the times what these guys will say is like, ideally a woman is passionate about what she does. They don't care if you're a teacher. They don't care if you're a doctor. They don't care if you're working at like a clothing store. If you're passionate about your job and you enjoy it and you get energy from it and it's not just sucking away all your energy, then that's what they love. That's what I love too, right? A lot of these things are very similar to what I look for in a woman. But ultimately, I want to teach you how to attract the best of the best. But in order to attract the best of the best, you need to become the best of the best. So the last thing I want to say is decide on your standards. What are your standards? And I'm going to give you a couple just so you know, okay? Sleep 7+ hours a night. Get fit, so 80-20 with your nutrition. Exercise 3 times a week. This is the bare minimum. This is the standard. And exercise could be sports, could be going for a nice long jog or a hike or something, or sports. And then one more thing is learn daily, even if it's just one thing that you learn every day. Now, this is the bare minimum. I want you to start this immediately if you're not, and I want you to go through every single one of these 7 F's and decide what you're going to be focusing on for the next couple of months. If this was helpful, if you thought this was good, you have no idea how amazing the community Always Attracting is. If that's something you're interested in joining, I actually am offering a 7-day free trial if you sign up right now. The link is actually in the description box below. Otherwise, let me know what you think about this. If you have any questions, if you want to see another kind of video, put a comment down below. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, the whole reason I'm here is to help you improve your life. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe already at this point. And I hope you have an amazing day. Okay? Peace.